Thought I'd just make a quick updated garden video. Made a few improvements. It's been 9 years, I think, since I posted the last video. Did these blocks along the back here. Got a new dog. Yard's still doing good. Put in a sprinkler system on the lawn. Still using the same pipe system that I showed in the other video. And got our green bean crop. Growing good. Really good production once the nitrogen levels came down. Got our zucchini over here. Yeah, these green beans are just producing like crazy. Still watering, doing the direct water system. Did have to eliminate the IBC tank. It was growing too much algae and plugging up the holes, so it wasn't watering evenly. Got beets growing, carrots all down this row. That was the lettuce. It's died out now from the heat. Tomatoes have gone absolutely crazy. And lots of really good bell peppers this year. And you can see the tomatoes are just completely taken over this whole section. Got some Romas going right there. A few cherry tomatoes are just now starting to ripen up. Got a nice one right there. That's acorn squash. There's one right there. They're growing good. These cucumbers. We tried putting up this hog panel. This is just kind of a test for this year. It's obviously not a very good design because you got to crouch way down if you want to get under there. But those are cantaloupe. That one got stuck in the wires, so it's a little deformed, but got some cantaloupe. Down on the other end is watermelon. They got frosted a little bit early in the year, so they're not doing a whole lot. And then I'm trying something new on potatoes because it's one of the things that I really want to grow a lot of. So we don't, instead of digging down a full 8 inches or whatever to bury the potatoes, we only dug down about 4 inches of dirt and then built up this straw bed. And it's probably a good 8 or 10 inches deep of straw. And so far it's been working pretty good. Haven't built any more boxes over here. There's more potatoes. Got some dill going so we can make some pickles. These are the peas. They're died out now. And then, of course, always grow a little bit of corn. And it's about ready to harvest right now. The major change that I made was build these boxes out of 2x8s, just some old barn lumber. And that keeps the washing of the dirt so that it stays in the bed. The only difficulty is that it's a little more difficult when you need to cycle the soil over and add fertilizer and compost and whatnot. But that's the only major change that's really taken place, is just adding that. And put down cardboard boxes in between all the rows to just keep the weeds down, and also keeps the soil a little more moist for the worm population to help keep the soil nutrition up. But that's about it. I really like how these hog panels have worked out. Next year, I think we're going to build a whole full-size trellis that you can walk underneath, probably just leaning one direction, and that way you can walk underneath it, and it makes picking a lot easier. And probably going to try and do something with the tomato plants, keep them under control a little better, because they've just gone completely wild. And up at this altitude, tomatoes aren't really something that we get a whole lot of, so we got to try and get them trained so they climb better, put a little more energy into growing fruit and ripening it instead of just straight into greens. But that's pretty much all that's happened, is just build the boxes. Still using the same water pipes. Only problem we've ever had is a couple places, like there's one right there, pipe broke, and there's another one right there. That's because cows got in here and they stepped on it and broke it. But other than that, it's worked perfect. We haven't had any problems with it. All the valves still perfectly fine. Downside is we did have to get rid of the IBC tank that helped warm the water up before we watered, but that's about it. Still pretty efficient. Just got to keep the soil turned over so that it doesn't drain too quickly up here. And yeah, that's about it. So still working good all these years later. It was quite a bit of an investment to do in the very beginning. And the boxes, if you couldn't come up with the lumber cheap or free, that would be a bit of an investment. But considering it's been 9 years of using the same watering system and the production has been off the charts, I think it's well worth the money. Really, it's only like $12 a year if you amortize it out over the 9 years we've been using it. So there it is.